All right, hello and welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. It's been a wild weekend in the Premier League. Lots of action going on, and we're going to get to every single bit of it. But before we do, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on. Here we go. All right, first up, what's on everybody's mind? Is it time for another hashtag Potter Out video?
It's been time for a hashtag Potter Out video.
Episode number
Y'all
2.
boys are lucky I'm not on the camera today.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we had to turn X's camera off. It was getting a little too obscene. Yeah. So, what went wrong? Talk to me. What happened in this game? How do you lose to Southampton?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah. We went from, I thought right out the gate we had a good push, and then it was 10 minutes in we lost complete plot of what it was player role wise. The rotation looked weak at times. It just
Mount disappeared again out there on the left. Or
right.
like
You can't play
channeled.
wing.
Not even sure.
You either got to put him in the middle of the field or you can't let him drift. You just can't let him drift, and it's sad. I would have much rather seen Mudrich play over there than Mount.
Will he come in eventually?
Yeah, but 30 minutes left in the game, like, I mean, I get it, but he needs form. He needs time. He needs time to adjust. We just paid $100 million for him. You'd think he'd be working him a little bit harder, and we gave the boys 2 days off. So rest cannot be the excuse here. And this is where I'm so fed up with Graham Potter. Rest can't be the excuse here. Everybody got 2 days off. All the players at Chelsea, and that was supposedly quote unquote scheduled. If that's the case, that makes the game calling for the Southampton game absolutely abysmal. Because if you knew you weren't going to run the boys for the next 2 days in between this gap, well, then why'd you sit the players you said you sat for rest? That's not
Wait,
rest.
you're saying that you're saying like they didn't practice or they did like
Chelsea is
No,
not
they got 2 days off
days.
today and
Yep.
I think tomorrow.
Well, you're saying so after the game,
Yeah.
they have
Right.
a couple of days rest. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Then why are you resting James?
Then why are you resting James? Why are you resting Mudrich? Why are you rest cannot be the excuse here, and that just makes it baffling to the actual managerial selection there at the beginning of the game. Like I told y'all, I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at this lineup if you're gonna rest players, but then come to find out they get 2 days off anyway.
Yeah, Koulibaly had a nightmare.
Nightmare of a game.
Rough to come back in like that.
I loved seeing Fofana. He was hungry. He wanted it. I like seeing that up top from a 9. Havertz, it goes lackadaisical. He doesn't have the heart, or like I think you hit the nail on the head. You said confidence was a big one. I don't think Havertz has the confidence up there, and Fofana's hungry. So let him. I thought Mediuke had a good game. Again, why even put Mudrich on with 30 minutes left? Just keep him off and it's rest.
It looked almost Forest-esque, like they were at the beginning of the season, where it's a bunch of individuals and it was no real connectivity. Yes, Fofana, you like the look of him because he's willing to drive forward. He's got that hunger. He works back even a little bit.
Yep.
But he didn't connect with Mount. He didn't connect with Felix that much. Madueke looked isolated in the beginning. I don't know. Again, it just looks like there's no one wants to be the creator. No one wants to be
And the boys really showed like their youth here in the game, and I say that because you could see as every missed opportunity, even some of those were, how did Chelsea not score? How did you not put that in the back of the net? The soccer gods are against us type situations. But again, you could see that frustration seeping in from the players and the youth starting to show. And to me, that always falls back on the manager. So, it's just if I was not already in the Potter out clan before, after this game, after this press conference, after this showing against the worst team in the absolute league, I'm done. I don't understand how no one else can be done. And the upcoming games we have aren't necessarily easy. We got the Spurs, we got Dortmund. I think Everton's coming up in there.
I think plenty of people have jumped on the old Potter out bandwagon, but what about? I think a big thing in this game was resting Silva and resting James really, really hurt.
I think I heard that Silva got a knock in practice. Now James was just pure rest.
Right.
But
Came back. Like, he doesn't need rest. Like, oh my gosh, dude.
But you just wouldn't expect Cesar Azpilicueta to have he's always solid. You just wouldn't expect that from him.
Right. I mean, he's just
of course,
old. He's done.
I mean, of course,
he's past it.
When you go out and get kicked in the face, like you can't.
Oh, he's done. Yeah. I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, I definitely heard. I read that he was doing better. He's doing good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's still in the hospital though, but I understand.
No, I think he got out.
Oh, he did.
He got out. I think he got out.
That one was.
Something about the game too. Like, show some for the badge camaraderie here. Like, we have Christian Atsu have a complete tragedy during the earthquake. We put his name up on the billboard. We have a moment of silence, and then we go out there and show ourselves like that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He got more respect from homie taking off his jersey and not getting a yellow card than we showed him at the bridge.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
That's just sad. Like, there's just no. And for Potter to say what he said in the press conference, calling Southampton a put together side.
They were prepared.
They were prepared for the game. Like, I'm done, dude. Like, that is the most corporate
manager.
Hey, you had a great game. No one's gonna get upset and like, no, they're not put together. They are managerless and they're the last in the league. Like, this isn't Brighton. You can't lose games and be okay.
I thought that Kovacic was particularly poor as well. It looked like he'd never even met Fernandez. Like, that partnership didn't really go well.
No, not for anybody.
And this could have been Fernandez's poorest game as well in a Chelsea jersey.
But Fernandez actually, I thought Fernandez came. I like his gusto. I think if he keeps taking shots like that outside the box and those little dinks that he gets, those cleanup balls, he starts dialing that in and really comes into that's the type of player he is. Like, he's going to score some mad goals, especially in this type of setup that Chelsea's running right now.
Yeah, this one just baffled
somebody will take a shot.
Yeah, that's one of y'all's issues. I mean, when Sterling comes on, typical Sterling, have 7 touches in the box and not get a shot off.
Havertz did it too. Havertz dribbled it right up to the line and then didn't even take a shot.
Yeah, it's
annoying.
Badiashile was decent. You know, he's been solid back there. I think he's holding that spot down well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like Badiashile. This is the second time I was impressed with him his first game. I don't have really any qualms with it. It's just, you can call it what you want. Southampton does, they have a sniper, man. They're gonna score. You put them up. You put them on the line. You put them on the spot. That close to your goal.
It's pretty much automatic.
Right.
It feels bad to say it, but Azpilicueta's got to know better. Like, you don't want to look down on the man after he's been kicked in the face and gone to hospital. But it's not the first time he's made a kind of an error like that in recent weeks. And again, Patrick and I were talking about it before we got on. He's been a long servant of the club, of the badge, but you said it, X. Maybe it's time.
I think it is. And, we extended his contract. We did the right thing by him. Here he comes and gets his, head chopped off.
Yeah.
And then we've been grooming James to kind of step into this role. I think he's a little too quiet and reserved at times, but I do think he inherits the armband here if it goes that way.
Mr. Casual himself?
I do think Reece James inherits that armband.
Huh.
Well, I don't.
I think it's gonna come down to, Patrick, you said it again before we got on about that clear out in the summer. Like, the captaincy is something that'll be up in the air if Cesar goes in the summer and we have all these clear outs. It's gonna have to be somebody new step up. James
won't go, and that's James's club at that point. Even if they have this clear out, I think it goes. I think it has to go to James because Cesar Azpilicueta is not going to be a keeper captain. Silva's too. Again, I
Did
don't.
Silva just sign another year?
Yeah, he just signed another year.
Yeah, he just.
Give it to Silva for the next season.
It'll be Silva.
It
For the
probably
next
would
season,
be. Silva.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be Silva, and then if I don't know who else it would be if Silva's not playing.
Felix.
Maybe
Chile.
Maybe Chile.
Maybe. I like Ben Chilwell, but all in all, like I don't know, like this game just really felt like it got under our skin, and we played down and we played poor at times. We had poor quality. It's the same thing I've been preaching all season. Like we don't have quality in the finishing sector of our game. It's really one of the only pieces we're missing. We get the ball all the way there. No one is producing.
You have individual quality for sure.
Right.
You have finishers. It's just not going in.
And it's just from like I tried to be really neutral looking back at the game. This isn't even a fun Chelsea team to watch.
Yeah, you can even hear it in the way we're reviewing the game. It's all individuals. We're going from this guy to this guy to this guy to this guy. There's no real team performance to even kind of discuss. There wasn't much going on. Can we look at Kepa on the free kick? I mean, it's bread and butter, James Ward-Prowse. Like it's right over the wall, right in the. Can he cheat a little bit? What do
You
you
would
think?
hope so.
What do you think, Lewis? Does my man cheat a little bit and make the save?
Well, that game was on at the same time as the City game, so I won't pretend to know about that. I had my own frustrations, but hey, if I give credit to anyone who scores goals.
There you go.
There you go.
Did you at least see the free kick? See the replay on the free kick? James
I didn't, but I saw, like, I got I get notifications for goals. So I got the notification for it, and it showed that he got a free kick, and I was like, well, that's what he does. So you assume 50% chance that it goes in. I think his number is pretty close to 50%, isn't it?
Yeah,
his number only. I think it said only Cristiano has more, or no, not Ronaldo. Excuse me. Only David Beckham has more Premier League free kick goals than James Ward. In the Premier League.
It's pretty high. I mean, I saw his percentage was pretty high. I mean, do I expect the keeper to set up his wall properly and position himself correctly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's my big problem with Kepa. Like I love Kepa. I love the heart. I like his passion for the club. He's tiny. He's a tiny goalkeeper.
And that again, but maybe that's in his head when he's like, "Look, I know where he's going."
Right.
I don't know though. I mean, I guess he might have been afraid to get hit on the other side, but you can't fault Kepa for this one, right?
No, absolutely not. It's bad because, like you said, I don't want to kick a man while he's literally down, but Cesar Azpilicueta is that goal.
Yeah, you got to know better to make that kind of challenge.
Got to know better, right?
Before we wrap it up, Graham Potter's comments in the
oh my god, don't get me started.
Have gotten.
I saw those and I was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?"
Don't get me started.
Now we pick on we make jokes with X, but I'm pretty sure this was the first time I said to you all, he got to get fired. That's the first. Yeah. I never advocated for that.
It's the first time I thought too.
I was like, he got to go, man.
That's bad.
It was really bad.
It sounded almost petulant, like it's not my fault, guys. It's not on me. You know, it's like, man, I understand that this is a horrifying situation. You have a 35 man squad. You know, you've gone from. I was listening to some content today on the Premier League talking about how he at Brighton was on like $1.5 million a year.
Right.
And his Chelsea contract is $12 million a year. Yeah. You know, so obviously he's taking the job when they come a calling, you know, but like, how do you manage a 35? I feel bad for him almost. A 35 man squad, plus the team is not playing well. You're losing games. Like it's a
his biggest
situation.
That there's no consistent squad. One of the biggest problems we have is there's no consistent squad, and that's really, like, you're right. It's hard to have a consistent squad with 35 men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think that's one reason why I was excited after the Champions League game, because there was some semblance of a system. There was effort. There was, okay, we played as a team. And I think that's because that's his group. And they've been playing together in at Cobham over this last few weeks to gel. And when you start tinkering with the lineup, and that's on the manager. I'm not saying it's not. When you start tinkering with that lineup, you lose that cohesion. And when you've got such a big squad right now,
Yep.
you gotta have some cohesion, and you can't be tinkering too much.
You think he needs to find a ruthlessness and be like, look, I'm looking for next season's 11 right here, right now, and the next 7, 8 guys on the team. That's what I'm looking for to build my team with these guys for what we can do. Yeah, we're gonna try to pick up some wins. Yeah, we're gonna try to avoid relegation. We're gonna try to finish in the top 10 or whatever goal it is to make it not look so bad. But the Aubameyangs of the world who don't even get on the bench, does he just need to be like, look, man, you come to training, play on the reserve squad, whatever. This is how it is. It is how it is. And he needs to say that to like 15 guys, like 10, 12 guys or something. Like, do you think that would go down? I know it would go down.
I think that's part of the problem, actually. I think that's part of the problem. I think some of these guys already know that they're on their way out. And, I think that when you don't make the squad or you don't make the field in the Champions League match, that kind of tells you where your place is in the club, unless you are currently injured.
Yeah,
I would agree with that, and
Pulisic is injured and made the Champions League squad.
Right.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I'm talking about like in Aubameyang's case. Pulisic's injured and made the squad over you.
Aubameyang's getting punished solely because he was the scapegoat for the Tuchel, like, hey, this isn't, like, see, didn't work, now you're gone. Like, Aubameyang's getting told, Tuchel wanted you, we don't want you, you're sitting for a year, tough luck, like, good luck next year. Like, you're not our problem, you're Tuchel's problem, and we're not handling Tuchel's problem because we sold all of them.
I think he's getting punished because he won't give any effort.
I see, and it's just like I felt like there was a little bit of effort there before Potter.
Maybe. You know my thoughts on old Yachty. I'm not a fan.
Well, that's true. He can be. And my whole thing about Potter too is with Jake's point and Jake's line of questioning. I don't think Potter has that in him. That's why like you would see some fans like I would love the idea because I love the romanticness of the game and I like the poetic justice, so to speak. Like if Mal did come back for a third stint and really turn this around, that would be the icing on the cake for the whole thing. But no, it takes a Mal to do exactly what Jake's talking about, to come into the locker room and be like, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. You can go play youth. You're getting loaned. I don't care about you. You can get out my locker room. I'll pay you to sit on the bench. Like, Mal will do that. Potter will not. Potter's a corporate, love everybody, Jackie Moon.
Hey, man, don't you insult Jackie Moon?
Everybody love everybody.
He had the worst team in the league as well. So that's all I'm saying.
Hey,
man,
they got 4th place.
You got to fight a grizzly bear.
4th place.
Oh my God, what a reference. That's awesome.
But that's how Graham Potter thinks. Like he just wants everybody to be like he's just again that press conference. If it's me sitting in that chair, I'm sorry, I'm catching a fine. Arteta catches a fine for yelling at the referees and making hand gestures at him because he cares. You'll never see that in Graham Potter. You'll never see that in Graham Potter. My man doesn't even wear the badge after the Champions League game. That makes me sick. That makes me incredibly sick to come to a press conference to support our club and you're wearing an all-black jumpsuit. with not even an armband or a tie or anything with our logo on it. Nothing.
Well, rumor has it out of the club that they're still backing him, which is baffling.
Baffling.
It's all over. Take your pick on the social media. The hashtag Potter out is probably the most trending right now, or whatever.
Absolutely. And it's going to be funny because when the fans already, like, Boyle has a lot to prove to the fans. Like, you're coming in here and you're replacing Roman Abramovich. That's the standard you bought into. Now it's about to be on the fans to hold him to that standard and go, we will not put up with this. We won't watch your games. We won't buy your jersey. We won't come to the bridge. Man, you protested 12 days into, like, you know what I'm saying? Where's our protest at the bridge? When that starts happening and the ball really starts rolling, I think the board's going to then have to force the hand more so than Boyle or Clear Lake will. But that's just me.
Well, if you look at your next fixtures, you got Tottenham away, so that's going to be tough.
We'll take an L to the Spurs at this rate. We took an L to Southampton.
But then you have Leeds.
The math don't lie. As much as I hate to say it.
But then you have Leeds, Leicester, and Everton in March. You got to find a win somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, those are Potter's. Yeah, that's Potter's bread and butter to lose to. So no, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, there's a week off until the Tottenham game, so maybe you can figure something out by then.
I hope so.
Who knows? Maybe
find
some kind of.
Hey, we got a boost in the Champions League that Ademi or whatever. He's out.
Yeah, that's definitely a boost.
I mean,
he was the one that gave us all the problems in the world.
Yeah.
Well, so that's March 7th. How long is he out?
Oh, he's out for a minute.
3 months.
Yeah, he's out.
I think it's like 3 months.
Yeah, it's bad. Well,
yeah, it's bad.
We'll see if that turns out to be in your favor or not. That's a big one, definitely at home. Any hope for Dortmund?
I think honestly, I've said it since the beginning. If we take that game on the chin at the bridge, I think that's the final straw. I really do. I think that has to be the icing on the cake.
Might be.
I'm sorry, I have it wrong. It's 3 weeks due to a muscle fiber tear, but he is out against Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think that will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Honestly, if it is an L, I really do think at that point it will be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
I do too.
I think that they saw.
Goals and wins can be big, If y'all beat Tottenham and say you beat Tottenham and Leeds, and y'all have a two game winning streak, like you haven't seen all season before going into the Dortmund game.
I think we played Dortmund. When do we play Dortmund?
3 games. So you got Tottenham, you got Leeds, and then you got Dortmund. I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, if you're on a 2-game win streak, I mean that changes the whole narrative. Okay, we're starting, but who knows? But I believe, and I know X has said this as well. It all comes down to the Champions League right now, and I think that that's one thing that Boley and Egbody don't want to mess with. Is okay. We saw what you could do in Dortmund. Now replicate it at the bridge, and this time find a way to win. And if you find a way to win, okay, you could stay. That's what I think.
I think I'm leaning that way toward, especially after the Southampton slip. I really think that that's the case. But I just wish we had the passion like Arteta. Like I was watching the Arteta in this game, and it just that's what I miss. Like I miss the coach and the manager who cares enough to show
Conte.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to fight him after the game. Yeah. Well, it's very Chelsea-like to put all of their eggs in the Champions League basket. Well, I think that'll about do it for us as well. We've gotten quite the distance this evening. But go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Get the notification bell on. This has been the For the Badge podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have. Have a good night.